This is First Coast Math Clinic with Lesson 12, Multiplying Decimals, from our Foundational Skills videos. So the goal in this video is to perform multiplication operations on decimals. So let's start with number 1. We've got 2 3/10 times 1 7/10. And I have another video on how to actually correctly pronounce decimal values, because I know that can get a little bit tricky. So the link for that's coming up right now. All right, so let's get into this. So we've got 2 3/10 times 1 7/10. So when we multiply this, we're going to almost forget that these decimal values are here. We're going to multiply this like we would regular values, right? So I'm going to multiply 7 times 3. I'm going to get 21. Put down the 1, carry the 2. 7 times 2 is 14, plus 2 is 16. Put down the 6 and 1. Now I'll put down 0 as my placeholder. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 2 is 2. Let's add up our values. So we get 3, 9, 1. Now we need to figure out, well, where does our decimal go? So let's count our place value and our original values. So 1, 2 place values. So we need to move our decimal 1, 2 place values over. So we're going to get 3 91/100ths as our answer. So 3.91, so it's 3 91/100ths as our answer. Let's go and do a couple more examples. So for number 2, we've got 2/10 times 1 600ths. So I'm going to start with the 600ths, or 1 600ths on top. So I'm going to start with the number with the most amount of digits on top, and the 2/10 on the bottom. I don't have to line up the decimals. I can just line up the numbers. So let's multiply this, forgetting about the decimals. So 2 times 6 is 12. Put down the 2, carry the 1. 2 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1, and then 2 times 1 is 2. Now let's figure out where we're going to place our decimal. So we're moving our decimal 1, 2, 3 place values. So 1, 2, 3 place values. So our decimal should go to the left of our 2. So our place values, we've got tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So we're going to read this as 212 thousandths, because of that last place value is in our thousandths position. Now let's multiply number 3. We've got 0.342, so this is tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So we'd read this as 342 thousandths times 1.3, so it's 1 3/10, because that 3 is in the tenths position. So again, I'm going to put my number with the most amount of digits on top, and then 1.3, or 1 3/10 on the bottom. So let's multiply. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 4 is 12. Put down the 2, carry the 1. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. Put down the 0, carry the 1. 3 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1. Now I'll put down 0 as a placeholder. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 3 is 3. And then 1 times 0 is 0. Now let's add this up. Get 6, 4, 4, 4, and 0. And now let's figure out where is our decimal going to go in this answer. So we're moving our decimal 1, 2, 3, 4 place values. So let's move our decimal 1, 2, 3, 4 place values. So our decimal is going to go right here in between the 0 and the 4. So it's going to be 0.4446. Now how would we read this? Remember, this is our tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10 thousandths. So we've got 10 thousandths. And how would we read this number? Well, this number is, if we kind of ignore the decimal, this is 4,446. So this is going to be 4,446 10,000ths. So that's how we read this decimal. Okay. All right, so this was lesson 12, multiplying decimals, from our foundational skills videos. If you like this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. First Coast Math Clinic.